Hello everyone, this is Teacher Faluk. I hope everybody is safe. This is my second video for you guys. You will study science with me. And I will give you the answer of the questions from last week. And at the end of the video, I will ask you new questions as a homework. I hope everybody can follow my lesson and understand. Okay, let's get started. So, first, I'm going to answer the questions from last week. What are the types of the rocks? What is the answer for that? Do you remember? What kind of rocks we learned? We learned three different rocks, which are igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. Okay, these are the types of rock we learned. And number two, give an example of intrusive igneous rocks. Do you remember this? The intrusive. Inside the volcano, the magma stays inside, right? And magmas try to go outside of the volcano as lava. If the magma cools down inside, which takes a long time, it becomes a granite. This is an example. Question number three. Give three examples of extrusive igneous rocks, which is the lava at the volcano. The lava is going outside and it cools down outside. We have the basalt, right? We have the obsidian. And we had one more, pumice. These are the example of extrusive igneous rocks. Question number four, the answer. Why do you think rocks are important to us? So why is that? You can answer. We use rocks in everyday life, right? The rocks are strong. We use them to make tables, right? We use them to make walls, to make the wall stronger. So we use rocks in everyday life. These are the answers. Okay, let's start this lesson. Before we start, let's remember what we studied last time. We studied about rocks. Rocks had igneous rocks, sedimentary, and metamorphic rocks. This is an example of obsidian, granite, basalt, and pumice. Okay, let's start the lesson now. So this week we are going to learn about sedimentary rocks. You can repeat after me. Sedimentary rocks. Rocks are constantly being broken down by wind and water into tiny bits and pieces through weathering and erosion. What does it mean? First, we have the igneous rocks, right? The igneous rocks being broken down. If it is big, when it is big, it breaks down to smaller pieces by wind and water. Wind is sometimes really strong, right? And water also. Some rocks stay underwater. Underwater, like in the rivers, seas, or oceans. When they are underwater, we call them sediments. You can repeat, sediments. And this process, this whole process, when these stay underwater, the bottom of the water, this whole process called sedimentation. So these are stay underwater, bottom of the water, and these are usually called sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks also have different kind of types of rocks. Let's look at them. So this is called conglomerate. Conglomerate has coarse and large grains made of pebbles and sand. It has a rough texture. What does it mean, rough texture? It means when you touch it, it is not smooth. It is not smooth as, how can I show you? Let's say this is smooth, right? Smooth. But this conglomerate surface is not smooth. It has a rough texture. Another sedimentary rock is the example of sandstone. We have this sandstone. Sandstone is made up of mainly sand. Do you know the sand? In the beach. When you go to the beach, you can even find sandstones. Its texture is finer than the texture of a conglomerate rock. It is usually layered. Layered means it has layers like this. Okay? So what kind of examples of sandstone in everyday life? Look at these pictures. We can use sandstone in daily life. See? We can make walls like this. We can make floors like this. Okay? So we can use sandstone in everyday life. This is an example. Let's look at the next one. So another example of sedimentary rocks are shale. We have the shale. Shale, or another name for shale, is mudstone. Mudstone or shale has very fine grains made up of clay or mud. It has a fine texture. So shale usually looks like black, right? Another example of sedimentary rocks are gypsum. Gypsum is made up of a sulfate minerals and is formed as a result of precipitation of its minerals from evaporating seawater. So gypsum is usually look like an ice. Look at this, right? This is an example of gypsum. And how do we use gypsum in everyday life? We can use gypsum when we make walls because of its low thermal conductivity is used in making drywalls. Okay, so let's say gypsum helps to in the room to make it warmer or colder. Okay, it doesn't get the temperature from outside that much. It helps to conduct heat from outside. Okay, let's look at the next one. Next sedimentary rocks is going to be limestone, which is mainly made up of shells or skeletons of marine animals such as corals and shellfish. Wow, made up of shells or skeletons of corals and shellfish, limestone. How do we use limestone in daily life? One example is they use limestone in toothpaste because it is helpful for our teeth. Another one is sedimentary rock is coal. Coal is made up of decaying dead animals and plants. How do we use coal in daily life? We can use it to make a fire. Coal can be used to make a fire, right? So what did we learn this week? We learned about sedimentary rocks. Okay, let's go back and I show you again. First, last week, we learned about the igneous rocks, which are obsidian, granite, You can repeat after me, by the way. Let's say igneous rocks, obsidian, granite, basalt, pumice. And then we learn about the sedimentary rocks. Number 2. Sedimentary rocks. You can repeat after me. Conglomerate, sandstone, shale, gypsum, limestone, coal. So these are the sedimentary rocks. And next week, we are going to learn about metamorphic rocks and rock cycle. What does it mean, rock cycle? So we start with igneous rocks can be sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks can be metamorphic rocks. Metamorphic rocks can be igneous rocks. So it is like a cycle. It is going around and it takes a lot of time to change. So we will look at the rock cycle and we will learn how they can change to each other in a rock cycle. So before we finish the class today, I will give you another homework, which is super easy. You can do it. The question, the homework will be, so please write these questions, write this homework in your notebook. So please write the type of the rocks. Is it igneous or sedimentary? What does it mean? For example, an example of number 1 is limestone. Limestone, is it igneous or sedimentary? So you can write the answer of limestone. What kind of rock is limestone? Another one is granite, gypsum, sandstone, basalt, coal, pumice, obsidian, shale. Please write the type of the rock and this will be your homework. Okay guys, I hope everybody understand what I said. And if you didn't understand some parts, if you cannot finish this homework, you can go back in the video and you can answer the questions. So we finished the class. I hope to see you next time. Goodbye everyone. Bye bye.